Welcome everyone to the SWF. Tonight, in our main event, the SWF Ironman Championship will be on the line as Ned Flanders defends the Ironman Championship against Bart Simpson. This all came about last week after Ned Flanders defeated both Milhouse and Cole Colson in an exciting three-way dance. Bart Simpson came out and challenged Ned Flanders to a match here tonight for the Ironman Championship, which Ned Flanders accepted. There is a lot of history between these two. At one point, Bart Simpson aligned with Ned Flanders and looked up to him as a father figure. Flanders and Simpson have had two one-on-one matches against each other. Ned Flanders won the first match, Bart Simpson won the second match, and so for the third time ever, tonight, these two will go at it in one-on-one action, and this time, the SWF Ironman Championship is on the line. We have since learned that both men will comment on their upcoming main event match here tonight. This will be Ned Flanders' second consecutive SWF Ironman Championship title defense here tonight, and this is Bart Simpson's first shot at the SWF Ironman Championship. Can Ned Flanders walk away still the SWF Ironman Champion for a second straight week in a row, or will Bart Simpson make history tonight and become the new SWF Ironman Champion? That is tonight in our main event. But last week we had a shocking situation on the SWF that made the crowd gasp. Everyone was shocked. Homer Simpson was in the ring when all of a sudden Sideshow Bob appeared on the Tron. Sideshow Bob had invaded Homer Simpson's own home, demanding a rematch for the SWF Championship. Homer Simpson immediately realized exactly where Sideshow Bob was, and then Sideshow Bob revealed that he was holding Marge Simpson, who was Homer's wife, hostage. The crowd was in disbelief. Homer Simpson immediately left the arena, got into his car, and drove to his own home. Homer Simpson did make it to his own home, busted through the front door, and Sideshow Bob held Marge Simpson hostage as he demanded a rematch for the SWF Championship. Homer told Bob to let go of his wife. Sideshow Bob told Homer to give him what he wants, and Homer Simpson agreed. Sideshow Bob then said their rematch for the SWF Championship will be inside the Cell of Brutality, a match that has never been done in the SWF before. Sideshow Bob and Homer Simpson then got into a brawl that ended with Homer Simpson throwing Sideshow Bob through the front window. Homer Simpson then sent a message to Sideshow Bob telling him not to come near his house or target his family ever again. I still cannot believe the traumatic events of last week. Sideshow Bob breaking into Homer's home, holding his wife hostage. That is low. That is just scummy behavior, even by Sideshow Bob's standards. But ladies and gentlemen, Homer Simpson and Sideshow Bob will go at it again for the SWF Championship. We are not sure when as of now, but it will take place inside the Cell of Brutality. What I can tell you, Sideshow Bob will not be here tonight. He was taken to the hospital, still banged up after being thrown through the glass window last week. I say good riddance, but we have learned that Homer Simpson will be here tonight to comment on last week's actions in his upcoming match against Sideshow Bob. And ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking off tonight's show with Ralph. There is Ralph, and the crowd is going absolutely electric. It is always good to see Ralph. Ralph has been picking up a lot of momentum over the last month. It all started back at Twisted Fate when he defeated Jeff Albertson in quick yet amazing fashion. And then 2 weeks ago, right here on the SWF, he did the exact same to Selma Bouvier. I'd even argue the match with Selma was shorter than the match with Jeff Albertson. Ralph has also recently expressed interest in having a match against his own father, Chief Wiggum. Ralph has already put away two other bullies in Jeff Albertson and Selma Bouvier, and now he turned his attention to another person who has bullied him in the past. I still can't believe Chief Wiggum at one time powerbombed his own son on the ring apron. That is inexcusable. That is disgusting, especially from a father to a son. The crowd is so happy to see Ralph, and I cannot wait to hear what Ralph has to say. Chief Wiggum has heard enough. There's his music, and Ralph is excited. Are we going to get Ralph versus Chief Wiggum here tonight? And out comes Wiggum, and he looks absolutely pissed. I don't think he appreciates being called out like this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official right here next week on the SWF. Ralph will go one-on-one against Chief Wiggum. Ralph got the match that he wanted, but Chief Wiggum has told him, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. Chief Wiggum doesn't seem too thrilled about this match, but he is giving his son what he wants. Ralph versus Chief Wiggum next week right here on the SWF. Ned Flanders and Bart Simpson both feeling confident ahead of their main event match here tonight, but oh no, out comes Jeff Albertson. Look at the size of this man. He gets bigger every single time I see him. Last week, Jeff Albertson came to this ring and said some pretty nasty things about Barney Gumble. He called him a slob, he called him an alcoholic, he called him a loser, amongst other things, and then proceeded to refer to himself as a winner? That's debatable. I don't know anyone else who's ever referred to Jeff Albertson as a winner. Jeff and Barney Gumble were supposed to have a match against each other at Twisted Fate, but the match never took place, as Jeff Albertson claims that Barney Gumble had one too many drinks before the match even took place. The way I remember it, Barney Gumble was laid out backstage. Gee, I wonder who took him out. I'm not too sure when Barney Gumble is going to return, but I really hope he returns soon. We really don't need Jeff Albertson out here again running his mouth. Well, let's hear what Jeff Albertson has to say. Barney Gumble! From behind, he just struck Jeff Albertson in the head, and now Barney on top of Jeff, but Jeff gets him off, and a back elbow from Jeff Albertson, and now Barney Gumble with a flying shoulder tackle. He's got Jeff stunned, and he's going for a second one, but Jeff moves out of the way, and now he escapes the ring like an absolute coward. And now Barney yelling at Jeff Albertson. We have not seen Barney since Twisted Fate. It is great to see him back as the two men are yelling at each other. Barney's sick of Jeff's words. He's ready to throw hands, and Jeff Albertson runs away like a coward with his tail tucked between his legs as Barney celebrates with the audience, pointing at Jeff Albertson, letting him know that he is not finished with Jeff Albertson. In fact, he is only getting started. Now Jeff and Barney yelling at each other as the crowd is happy to see Barney back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Homer Simpson, and it is official. Next week, Homer Simpson and Sideshow Bob will sign the contract to make their SWF Championship match inside the Cell of Brutality officially. We will also find out when and where this match will take place next week, right here on the SWF. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not all for next week. It is official. Our main event of next week, Ralph will take on Chief Wiggum. Ralph has been wanting to fight his own father for weeks now. Chief Wiggum seems a bit hesitant about this match, but is willing to give his own son what he wants. That is our main event next week right here in the SWF. Ralph versus Chief Wiggum. That is sure to be an emotional matchup. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking of main events, coming up next, Ned Flanders defends the SWF Ironman Championship against Bart Simpson. Ladies and gentlemen, out comes the challenger for tonight's main event. It is Bart Simpson. 2026 has not been the best year for Bart. He entered the year as the SWF champion. He then lost the SWF Championship in the Danger Zone Rumble when Krusty the Clown turned on Bart Simpson and eliminated him from the match. Bart Simpson then wrestled Krusty the Clown at Twisted Fate, and Krusty defeated Bart Simpson with use of the ropes. Things have not been going well for Bart Simpson ever since he lost the SWF Championship. Bart came out 2 weeks ago and felt he had actually gained a little bit of ring rust since he didn't wrestle a single match between the Danger Zone and Twisted Fate. Bart then told the audience that he wants to take on the best and that he wants to wrestle more. Last week, after Ned Flanders had defeated both Millhouse and Cole Coulson to retain the Ironman Championship, Bart Simpson came out and challenged Ned Flanders for the Ironman Championship here tonight, which Flanders accepted. Bart Simpson could make history here tonight, not just by becoming the new Ironman champion if he does beat Ned Flanders, but if Bart Simpson does win, then he'll be the first wrestler in the SWF to have won both the SWF and the SWF Ironman Championship. It won't be easy, but I could absolutely see Bart Simpson walking away as the new Ironman champion here tonight. Either way, this is going to be one hell of an Ironman Championship main event. And out comes the SWF Ironman champion. It is Ned Flanders. When Ned Flanders and Bart Simpson wrestled each other one-on-one for the first time, Ned Flanders defeated Bart Simpson. They then had a rematch where Bart Simpson defeated Ned Flanders. Tonight, they will go at it in a one-on-one match for the third time ever, and Ned Flanders said earlier tonight that a lot has changed since Bart Simpson defeated Ned Flanders the last time they wrestled each other. Ned Flanders has ascended to the top of the mountain. Ned Flanders and Bart Simpson are two of the very best wrestlers in the SWF. They're actually quite similar. They're both very good at chain. They're both very good grapplers. They're both very exciting to watch. They're both very resilient and durable. This is going to be one hell of an SWF Ironman Championship here tonight. And for the second straight week, Ned Flanders will defend the SWF Ironman Championship right here in the main event. Ned Flanders had a hell of a title run so far in my opinion. I know it's still early days, but that three-way dance last week was an absolute incredible matchup, especially when Ned Flanders caught Cole Coulson with a mid-air clothesline from hell. This is going to be a fantastic main event here tonight. Will Ned Flanders successfully retain the SWF Ironman Championship for a second straight week, or will Bart Simpson make history tonight by walking out the new SWF Ironman Champion? Ned Flanders giving the Ironman Championship to John Entwistle as we are moments away from the match officially beginning. The bell has rung and Bart Simpson wasting no time. And here we go, Ned Flanders and Bart Simpson chain wrestling, grappling each other. I was talking about it earlier. Oh, Bart Simpson with a quick pinfall attempt, but Flanders kicks out. I was talking about it earlier. Both these guys are very good at chain wrestling. They're very good at grappling, and they're showing it right here as they're going back and forth. And now Bart Simpson has Flanders in a precarious position, but Flanders fights out of it, drops the elbow, but Bart Simpson ducks out of the way. And now Bart Simpson, schoolboy pin attempt, and a quick kick out from Ned Flanders. That was a very fancy schoolboy from Bart Simpson. And Bart Simpson with a drop kick, surprising Ned Flanders. And now Bart Simpson utilizing his quickness as he goes for the springboard crossbody, catches Ned Flanders, down he goes. And Bart Simpson running to the ropes once again, looking for another springboard crossbody. No! Ned Flanders ducks out of the way, and Ned Flanders comes back, drops the elbow. Pinfall attempt and a kick out from Bart Simpson. Ned Flanders outsmarted Bart and his quickness, and now Ned Flanders is in control. He's looking for that neck breaker. Wait a minute, Bart Simpson, backslide pin from Bart, but Flanders kicks out. Both men still locked into each other, and now Ned Flanders breaks out of it, and that's a very unique arm drag there from Flanders, and Bart Simpson counting Ned Flanders' pinfall attempt into a pinfall attempt of his own. Flanders looking for a drop kick. Bart simply moves back and hits a drop kick of his own. And the kick out from Ned Flanders. Oh my goodness. This match has been fast-paced. It's been back and forth. Not one man has been able to get complete offense on the other. But wait a minute, Ned Flanders kicking Bart Simpson off the apron. Nasty landing for Bart as he hits his head. And now Ned Flanders sliding dropkick out to ringside. Down goes Bart Simpson. And now both men out here at ringside. Ned Flanders, he's got a hold of Bart Simpson. Wait a minute, Bart Simpson. Oh my God! Spear tackling Ned Flanders into the steel steps. That is one way to get out of that hole. Now Bart Simpson on the apron. Oh my God, Bart Simpson. Springboard moonsault to Ned Flanders. Both men are down and out. Oh my goodness, what a hell of a main event this has been so far. These men are equals. This is their third encounter. And now slowly getting back to their feet and slowly back in the ring. Both men go. Oh my goodness. But now Bart Simpson and Ned Flanders. And now Bart Simpson surprises Ned Flanders, trips him onto the ropes, and he is looking for that 619. Here he comes. 6-1. No! Ned Flanders catches Bart Simpson's legs, drops him down, and I think Ned Flanders, yep, he's going for the walls of Jericho. Ned Flanders gets the walls of Jericho locked in. Ned Flanders, he's got it locked in deep. Bart Simpson now crawling towards the rope, but Ned Flanders dragging Bart Simpson back to the center of the ring. Could you imagine if Bart Simpson tapped out right here to the walls of Jericho? Wait a minute, Bart Simpson counters it into a pinfall attempt. Ned Flanders counters with a pinfall attempt of his own and a kick out. Oh my goodness, this match truly has been back and forth. And now Ned Flanders looking to surprise Bart Simpson with the enziguri, but Bart Simpson simply steps back and the Canadian Destroyer! The Canadian Destroyer, Bart Simpson! Oh my God! Ned Flanders just kicked out. He just got the shoulder up and Bart Simpson can't believe it. He genuinely believed he was about to become the new SWF Ironman Champion, but Ned Flanders is still in the fight. And now Bart Simpson, he's looking for that coffin drop. And wait a minute! Ned Flanders counters it with a surprise neck breaker from out of nowhere. Down goes Bart Simpson and oh my goodness! Bart Simpson just got the shoulder up. And now Ned Flanders is in disbelief. He can't believe that Bart Simpson kicked out. Oh my goodness. That catching neck breaker was sweet, by the way, so crisp, but Ned Flanders now going to the top rope. Yep, he's looking for that moonsault. Bart Simpson's down, he hasn't moved. Ned Flanders looking for that beautiful moonsault, and here we go, moonsault from Flanders. No, but Bart Simpson moves out of the way. Bart Simpson dodged a bullet right there, as both men are now back up to their feet, and now Bart Simpson, shotgun dropkick, Ned Flanders goes flying into the corner, my goodness. And now the crowd is going absolutely crazy. Here comes Bart Simpson. Corner cannonball. Both men are down, but Bart Simpson, he realizes the position Ned Flanders is in. Now Bart Simpson climbs to the top rope. He is looking for that swanton bomb. He is moments away from becoming the... What? No! You gotta be kidding me. Krusty the Clown came out of nowhere and just pushed Bart Simpson off the top rope. That was a nasty landing for Bart Simpson, crashing out to ringside. Unfortunately, the match is over. Bart Simpson wins by disqualification, but Ned Flanders is still the Ironman Champion. And what the hell, Krusty the Clown? Smacking Bart Simpson across the face with the Ironman Championship. Krusty, that is not your title. And now Krusty the Clown putting the Ironman Championship in the ring. Ned Flanders, I think he's realized what's going on. Ned Flanders holding on to the Ironman Championship like it's his baby. Krusty the Clown, we haven't seen him in weeks, and he just ruined Bart Simpson's chance at becoming the Ironman Champion here tonight as he is walking away, and now he's just talking smack to the audience. Ned Flanders now back to his feet. I think he's just realized what's going on here. And Ned Flanders is pissed. He is upset. And now Ned Flanders and Krusty the Clown going back and forth. They got a bit of history here. Krusty the Clown has 2 wins over Ned Flanders, and now Krusty's simply walking away as Ned Flanders stands tall, still the SWF Ironman Champion. I don't think this is how you wanted tonight's main event to go. What the hell? Oh my God! What? Chief Wiggum! Chief Wiggum just came out of nowhere and smashed Ned Flanders in the temple with that sledgehammer. Why? Oh my God! Chief Wiggum is picked up. He's holding the Ironman Championship. Chief Wiggum will be fighting Ralph in the main event next week right here in the SWF. But why did Chief Wiggum just smash Ned Flanders across the head with the sledgehammer?